And what is up, everyone? Another Kaisa jungle video. She's one of my favorite junglers on the patch, and I honestly think she's really broken, especially with the buffs coming up next patch. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to play her. If you really want a fun, entertaining new pick that I think is really OP, you should definitely try her out. She might be harder in lower ranks, especially if you don't know how to play AD carry, but I'm gonna make it really simple in this video for you to understand. So for starters, your build, lethal tempo, boots setup, you're gonna be rushing Rek'sai first item. You can start blue or red buff, and you're gonna start E level 1 for the extra attack speed. And pretty much you want to press E around like 128. You can be going Q and then W, and you're going to be maxing Q and then E later in the game. So here you're just going to cast E as your Wayne, and then boom, you're just going to start kiting the red buff. And here you're always going to smite it before your passive hits. And yes, there's a chance if someone is around, you might lose, they could smite seal it, but realistically no one's going to invade you level 1, especially if you put a ward where I warded right there. Afterwards, you're going to hit the red and try to kite towards your Krug camp. Here you want to auto and then Q. You're always sort of kiting a lot when you're playing Kaisa jungle, especially here you see I'm kiting and then I'm using my E to move through the Krugs, and I just kind of keep this going. Here you can use your Q, or you can actually just wait and then Q here, which I would consider better, just because it can speed up your clear a bit here. And you can, last one, you can just auto it and move towards the next camp. So here you want to charge up your E so you can run towards it, auto the small one, auto the big one, then Q. An important thing is all your passive damage on Kaisa jungle is really strong. So every time you're proccing this passive, it's pretty much what gives you all that kind of clear speed damage. So you want to make sure you're proccing it. Here you want to make sure you don't walk too far out, because sometimes the raptor resets. So this one's a bit tricky. You're trying to hit the big wolf here, so you want to make sure you angle it pretty much at the top of that part of the jungle camp. So I aim it around like this tip point. And yeah, hitting the big one is just really, it's going to speed up your clear a lot. So you always kind of want to make sure you do it. This game I'm going to be playing in Diamond. I'm going to be playing against a Rise jungle weird champion, playing against another weird champion. And here I'm going to start the Gromp. And thing with her abilities is her W applies 2 stacks of your passive. And your passive is a big part about your champion kit. That makes you deal a lot of percent missing health damage based on the enemy's max health, right? So just really good when you're getting things lower to kind of like smite it and stuff like that. In this situation, if I want my clear to be really fast, I'll just smite early, because I'll end up pretty much killing this blue buff in the last few autos right here. So that you're clear before crab solo, you're going to be done and be ready for the crab timer. If you clear just pretty much how I showed you, you should be really good to go. I can do the same thing on the blue side. Red side's generally, I would say, an easier clear. So just remember that. And after you get the crab, you can decide on how you want to play the rest of this situation. So if Rise doesn't show on back crab, he's most likely going to be on top crab. In this game, I think Kaisa level 4 ganks are extremely strong, because what I look for is either going behind bot lane in this area. And there's not really going to be a gank unless they have no vision here. And the way they are playing, it looks as if they have some sort of vision, but maybe not enough vision. So here I want to go on Pantheon, but I need kind of like the Braum to walk up here. Here we can actually proc his passive, and that's just a lot of damage. So people really underestimate the Kaisa damage. And this is what's going to surprise a lot of people, is when you proc your passive level 4 Kaisa jungle is actually extremely strong damage wise. You're going to get a lot of damage off in those plays. So here I generally go into this, the Heartburn Axe component. It's just a really good component for Kaisa. If you don't get a kill, for example, what you're going to end up doing is just buying the components. I like to get 2 swords and a dagger after a full kill, full clear, and the crab, you should be able to afford that. So you always want to go 2 swords and a dagger, and that's a really good early base for your jungle clear. Here I like to smite the Krug as I'm getting back to the jungle. And I'm pretty much just chilling from here on out. I'm just farming. And I look for objectives afterwards. Dragon's really easy for Kaisa to do, so having bot side towards bot side is always really good, because in my opinion it's a bit tricky to actually path towards, void grubs. I think void grubs can be a really hard objective to do. So sometimes I try to avoid it on Kaisa jungle. I play for the dragon and then just kind of trade. So here, same thing. Remember, we're trying to practice this W. Aim it around this area. It can be a bit tricky, but you just want to kind of practice it a bit more every time you play her. Hitting the big wolf is just really good because it applies the 2 passive procs. And if you're able to apply the 2 passive procs, you're going to proc your passive faster, which, like we talked about, does a lot of damage based off those targets missing health. So here we go to the Grom, auto attack, W proc. And here I'm avoiding the grubs because I'm playing for the dragon. I can smite, but I'm most likely just going to use my smite charges on the dragon objective. The reason why dragon's so much easier is because the grubs actually just really hurt you. And we run into this sort of situation, I would say, where, you know, it's easy to die on the grubs compared to die on dragon. Mostly because, you know, the void grubs, you just do a lot more damage to Kaisa. And your passive proc doesn't really get that efficiency compared to dragon, which, you know, you can see it's doing 250 damage every time you proc it. So it's really going to go up and up and up as you get this camp lower and lower. So my general game plan is like around this. Obviously, if my balling is losing a lot of priority, it's a bit scarier to do these sort of objectives. So you do have to remember that. And once you get your 6, you're pretty much good to go for ganks. Your ganks just become so much more easy, so much more stronger, and just better overall in a lot of ways. So in this situation, I mean, I want to kill Pantheon because he has no flash from earlier, but I don't know if I want to cross for grubs. I probably want to just do like a red camp or something like that. But unfortunately, it might be a tricky because Pantheon might have been warding. You know, it looks like Pantheon might have just warded the red I'm on right now. So I have to watch out for that as well. But with Braum coming around, it should be really free for us to just sit here. It looks like Rise is on the other camp as well. He may try to cross here through mid or something like that. But he might just also base as well. Not much going on here. We're probably just going to reset. I mean, I have an okay reset, I would say. And enemy bots just playing really safe, so it really isn't that much for us to get. So we're just kind of in an awkward situation. And we're just going to play to farm. And this meta is honestly just about farming and playing for objectives and just being really well, playing around your champion really well. You don't want to fall behind, because if you fall behind, you're really going to get in a really bad situation. It's easy to kind of lose these games, especially as jungle. So we know he's actually here. So he might actually be on my Krugs or something like that. It looks like he just went in and stole the red and left. And that's pretty much guarantees what I thought about him having vision in that area. And the goal with Kaisa, with the Kraken Slayer, it's going to give you a bit of your Q and E evolution. This thing you see is pretty much her evolution. And the idea is, remember, we want to kind of angle it like this. Maybe not like that. Make sure you're kind of walking in a good path. Also, where you stand is a bit awkward. Yeah, so you need 180 to evolve your Q, you need 180 or attack speed to evolve your E, and you need 100 AP to evolve your W. So priority number 1 is to evolve your Q, right? So you really want to evolve it. So what you need is to get Kraken Slayer and then pickaxe and a longsword. That's what our goal is. So our usual build is just Kraken Slayer into Rage Blade. It's just pretty much standard build you're going to be doing. And here I really want to kill bot lane because I have my ulti as well. With my ultimate, it's just really easy to kill potentially bot lane. So what I'm doing is just going to finish my full clear and then look for a play. And the way you ulti gank is pretty much people who CC will set you up with a gank. So here, even if I hit my W, I can also just kind of go in. And here should be a kill. And then this one should also be a kill. And from here, we're just going to push the wave as well. But yeah, you can set yourself up to ulti. It's a really far range. Your ulti just pretty much dashes you to your target. Or if anyone else CCs around you. So if Braum hit Q or ultimate, it applies stacks of your passives. Your allies can set you up, which is, you know, really very good if you can get that going. Here, like we said, I'm probably going to end up getting a dagger and a sword. And it is recommending Collector. I generally don't like going Collector as much. I just find it not to feel good in my build. I like to just go into like a Rage Blade. Even though Sword isn't going to Rage Blade, it's going to go into our third item, which is Terminus, which I also really like to buy. Just because it gives you really nice synergy with your, you know, how you should generally be playing Kaisa. And here I'm going to just make sure I'm farming as well as possible. I will just go for the Yone here. Get his flash. Pantheon was in the area. I think Pantheon's up here and I'm getting baited a bit by... Okay, he's just shown here. I don't really want to fight because it honestly isn't like best for me. Should kill, but if it doesn't hit, then it doesn't kill. Rise is coming, but I'm having my ult is coming up soon. My W should one-shot this guy if it hits. I do have ulti coming up too, but I don't know if I can kill. He walks back in here, it might be a kill. If he doesn't, we just go farm and do the void grubs now. Having a Braum around me is really nice. I mean, I play the game as if my support... Well, I play with the assumption that my team is not going to be good. Here, this is actually not bad for me. And just really good kiting overall for me. Damn. I ended up dying, but honestly, we got a pretty good value here. The Zero ends up dying too. And yeah, I was just really playing around my kiting and just making sure I was going to give the enemy team an opportunity to do anything there. So here, this is where you get into the situation. Okay, so technically with a sword, your Q evolution scales off bonus level or bonus AD per level. So when I get to level 10, I'll have my Q evolution, so I don't have to worry about that right now. The E evolution will come as you get to your Rage Blade, so you don't have to worry about that as well. But you can see how strong I am. I'm just extremely powerful. And yeah, I mean, I think Kaisa jungle is extremely strong. I just think her first clear is a bit weird, but it also can feel a bit weird playing her if you haven't played her before. But she should be easy as you play more and more of her. If I had ulti, I could probably do a play there, but no ultimate. I'm just going to go back and, you know, back to what we usually do, which is farm. So ideally, you kind of just farm while your ulti is down. Be really careful. A lot of kiting on this champion, right? You're an 80 carry, but range 80 carries nowadays honestly feel pretty broken because they just have so much. They get so much bonus armor and MR per level. Surprisingly, you wouldn't expect it, but they do. So they become very tanky in my opinion. And I really do enjoy Kaisa. I have a lot of fun playing her. Here I don't have my ultimate, so I'm not really going to be able to help her. If my ulti comes back up, we'll have a much better opportunity, but there's a chance there's a chance rises on Krugs. Maybe I can ulti in if I see him here, but might as well just shoot and see. It's kind of troll though. Oh, I shouldn't have. I mean, they just have point and click CC. That was my mistake though. I shouldn't have done that. You learn though. You learn from it. You know, I just have to be careful in that situation. The CC point and click stuns, you can't really do much about that, so you have to avoid that. But like I said, we're not gonna like buy another sword. We're just gonna stay on our sword because we already have our Q evolution as we level up. So level 10 with this pickaxe and sword, you get the Q evolution, so that's good. Remember, we're not rushing Terminus yet. We're just sitting on this sword. What we're going to be doing is going into the Rage Blade. Your 2-item spike is going to be really strong. I was a bit cocky there. I didn't have to do any of those sort of plays. I usually play a much control game, much safer. And Emax seconds gives you a lot of movement speed and attack speed, which is really important for how we're going to be playing. And when you're playing with her, what you see is me using A move. So A move for me, it shows my attack range and it attacks whatever targets closest to me. So I use that a lot when I'm kiting. So when you see me like doing this, it's pretty much I'm using A move. When I'm attacking like this, I'm using right click. And those are the two ways I auto attack. So when I'm specifically trying to hit something, I also A move click on things. That's also what I'm doing. And yeah, that's usually on 80 carries. You want to be A clicking instead of right clicking on things, just because it will make it much easier for you to hit your focus targets. So remember that A clicking is really good. I'm not sure, some people might change their key bindings, but if you don't change your key bindings, it should pretty much just be the standard there. And you're extremely broken late game carry, so don't worry about like not having too much value early to like ish games. You can see your damage is extremely high. I mean, this rise as well. Not really going to do too much to me. I'm superior, I'm stronger, I'm faster. And I'm just overall cooler. Here, would love, you know. Going on Pantheon, I can just kill. If nothing's going on, I'm just going to start the objective here. Hit the roses. They give a decent amount of experience whenever you're nearby. And yeah, I love having a support like Braum around me because I can play around. If I have someone like Braum I can play around, it's really good. If no one, you know, I still make it work, right? It's really about how good you are on Kaisa. The more you practice her, the better you're going to get. In this game, we're in like diamond rank, so, you know, it's pretty decent players. But I mean, I smurf every game just because I'm so good at her, and also because of how strong I think she is. She's just really good in the current meta. I don't think she was really that good before, but in this sort of current meta, I think she's really good. Where you're just kind of getting away with just farming a lot. And it really just means, like, if your clear can be quick enough to be impactful, you're just going to be doing really well. So here I'm always going towards whatever sort of farm I have on the map. I could sort of go for ganks, but remember, there's two ways to get ganks going, right? If I hit my W on someone, it applies passive stacks. You can ulti anyone who has your passive stacks on them. Or if my allies crowd control someone, so if my Braum ultimates or someone CCs, it has to be a hard CC, like a Nala's hook, then I can ulti onto that as well. So there's your pretty much options. Situation I really like counter ganking too. Just because counter ganking, it feels really nice. It just feels really good to counter gank, in my opinion. Surprised no one's coming here. I guess Sivir went a long way, though. I wanted to get this tower, but Ezreal kind of let them get away with it. No. I'm trying to get out now. Go to Dragon here. It can be really nice. Azir could be flanking, so I have to watch out for Azir. I don't think Azir is going to do anything to me. There, I'm really respecting getting crowd controlled, especially without ultimate. That's my worry. Enemy CC going in like a Azir ultimate. Get stunned here. I need Casio to go on the Pantheon with me. He will die though, but never needed to die for that. Alright, we got the dragon. I'm not sure if they'll win the fight though. Not without me. And I like to go into Terminus at this point, so my goal is to get Terminus. You can upgrade your boots, but it's really up to you. Me not having ultimate there is just, and no flash, it's really hard to fight there. I needed my team to be a bit better about, you know, playing around me a bit. But I still think I'll easily carry this game. I'm just much better. I'm much better, much stronger, faster than all these people combined. So here I'm going to try to angle to like hit my ultimate. But it's a bit tricky with the minions there. It's gonna go down mid. I could easily kill them if they try to base here. Pantheon's in this area. It's kind of respecting a bit. And I'm just going to keep farming. Here I'm going to look for a play, maybe around, you know, Atacon. just gonna make sure I keep farming though in the meantime. I think they're just gonna group up in forest and they really want to kill me. Unlike pretty much all the teams powered and everything. So I'm probably not gonna give them a fight. Unless it looks really free. There are a lot of shrooms here, so we can easily play around that. So that could be an option. Damn, I actually died there, but I think we should win this fight. Maybe not. Pantheon points to click stun is important. That's what's going to be really good for me is the Zhonya's buy. Once I get Zhonya's, I'm going to be really, really good. And I really want my Terminus. I don't know if I want to upgrade boots or not. Maybe after. Attack speed boot upgrades, honestly, in my opinion, not the best. They're okay. I don't really need too much more attack speed right now. I need survivability. And Zhonya's is pretty much your go-to afterwards. What I like to do is get my Zhonya's. This will give you your W evolution, so we're talking about 100 AP. This item by itself will give you that evolution. I can obliterate Yone. We just really have to go on him faster with, like, my Braum. I just need Braum to be with me here. So if I have my Braum and he's like walking up on this wave with me, I would really, really like that. Yone could be here, so I'm just going to W the first rush. Looks like he's mid, so what I'm going to do is actually push this next wave as well and then base. Usually after your third item, you can upgrade your boots as well. Technically, I could keep pushing, but I think team eventually will need me. No sword, just a pink ward here, and then I'm gonna run up here. Cassiopeia is doing pretty well, actually. She might actually kill him, too. She'll die, but now it looks like we can win Otacon fight with me being there. Or will she die? Maybe not. I thought there was a rise here. Okay, I guess Cassiopeia just did what she did. Not sure how, but that's Cassiopeia for you. But yeah, getting the Otacon here would be really nice. You do objectives extremely fast. You do Baron extremely fast. You like everything very fast. Dragon is coming up. This is our Dragon Soul. So what we're gonna do is actually just cross here. Its rise should be really easy. If you hit W on these people, you can easily just kill them very quickly too. So they can always be very easy targets for you to kill. I think Rise is in this brush, so I'm gonna just loop on him. Okay, maybe not. Should be a fear dragon. You can always smite around like, 1200. You can smite later too if you feel like you don't need to. I don't really like the ulti, but this guy's walking up so far. I'm really low, that's the issue. I might just base and come back. Maybe not. Oh, I was trying to ulti, but I had to hit one auto off so I can actually get the ultimate effect there. A bit sad. I'm gonna just upgrade my boots now and start going into my Zhonya's buy. But you can see my farm is extremely good. Our objective control has been perfect. These fights have been a bit tricky. They've been getting a bit strong, just poking us down a bit. Trying not to play super overly aggressive. But honestly, there were a few situations where I could maybe have just gone in crazy. The thing is, you really want to go... You really need your Zhonya's before you start going really crazy, especially ulting in. So the Zhonya's buy is pretty much when you're going to be able to get those like more crazy angles. But yeah, we're starting to scale really hard with Braum passive. Just being really good. Uh-oh, Ezreal. I don't know why this Ezreal won't leave the tempo. It just seems super weird. Cassiopeia is really strong now, so that's really good. Oh, we should be able to get the Baron. Later, these fights have been a bit sloppy for me. I've just been getting a little focused down, though. My damage is really high, and also I should be playing a bit better. Should be playing a bit, you know, smarter with how I do my damage. You can, what's it called? W Baron too if you want to do it faster, but overall, it shouldn't really matter too much. It's passive. Just does insane amounts of damage. In these situations, when there's someone like holding, like covering on the wave, for example, like the Sivir is probably on her red side, you can just check and W, and your W hitting would actually result in a kill. Damn, Rise. Actually, her passive. When I get my Zhonya's, though, you know what's about to go down. You could buy the Rod right now, but I'd rather just save my money a bit and go right into the Zhonya's. Because if you go into the Rod, you're not going to be able to get the Seeker's Arm Guard. And this is pretty much a free Zhonya's effect. And you're generally going to use this once and then upgrade, and you'll have Zhonya's ready to go again. And it's only 900 more gold before I get it. A little bit of armor will help against, you know, maybe the Pantheon unit. Last item is much more flexible. You have a lot of freedom on which item you want to build last, but it really just depends on your sort of itemization path, right? If my team is really, you know, AP heavy, I'm not going to build like as AP item. I'm usually just going to go into like more, you know, damage or survivability. Sometimes you want to go into more damage. It can be good as well. Here I'm going to group up with my team. Looks like Pantheon's doing something weird. Damn, if I didn't get stunned there, I actually would have killed him with my ultimate, because I do think his angel was down. But he did flash on me, so I wasn't able to get the ulti effect going. But they're just trolling by like being in my top side here. It doesn't make sense. They're losing the game. But I guess you kill Kaisa, it's worth it. Rise no flash too, so he should die. Angel came back up, but it doesn't matter. Outscale, Dragon Soul, baby. Dragon Soul, all objectives. That's what we do. Don't care what you do to me. I do it to you. Also, I'm just really, really strong. The Zhonya's will pretty much guarantee my god tier-ness. Well, I might be making a lot of Kaisa jungle videos. I love her a lot. I think she's really good. Really, really strong. I've been getting CC chained a lot this game, so it might have been better to go Zhonya's third, in my opinion. So I probably should have just went Zhonya's third because of how they can have like point and click abilities. I can just CC me. So Zhonya's third can be really good as well for your build. And I think this was one of those games I should have been building it. But in the moments you see me auto-attacking and all that stuff, you can see how strong I am. We remember, I think his spot was here, right? So maybe we can kill. Alright, worth it. Zhonya's versus Zhonya's. I like how they're... Okay. They're like fighting in the jungle, but their game is... They don't really have anything else here. Get him, Braum. Beat him down. Oh, he killed. But I think Cassio can solo Elder. And also, I think Ezreal can end the game, so is that just a GG? Por favor? Maybe. I guess we'll find out in a second. I don't think he can actually end the game. I think Yona's going to come in, E ultimate, one-shot him. But he almost did. He almost did. She's about to get the Elder. She's going to buy this item when she gets it. As she's waiting. W evolution helps a lot with just, you know, being able to have the reduced cooldown, poking people down. There are a lot of benefits to it. It has a lot of power. But I really don't want to fight unless I get my hourglass. They could set up a play right now to like all come on me with like a Pantheon ulti. But I think I'm fine. I'm gonna get my Zhonya's out and I'll be really good. With Elder, yes, I will dive. I will dive in like no tomorrow. I will make sure they feel the wrath, the power, the embrace of the Kaisa jungle. I hope they know what they lose to. I hope they feel it in their bones, their chilling bones when they lose to me. Oh, the objective killer. Zhonya's baby. Damn it, man. I hate this Pantheon stun. Alright, I don't have to go in like that. That was my bad. I'm trolling a bit. I'm just trying to do some hypey stuff for the lads for the video. But I could just play really safe and smart and win the game easily. But it is what it is. At least I'm keeping it a little spicy. Wow, that dies. Yeah, point and click stuns are really OP, especially because you can't really go cleanse. You can go something like QSS, so that is an option, but realistically, I don't think I'm actually going to buy that. I've done Wit's End sometimes. It's okay if you really need MR, but they're actually all just going to die here too, which is funny. They're going to have to walk into the Baron Pit. I might actually get the fight that I so deserve now. Once I get in range. You keep poking with the W. Just gonna get the red and then group up. Your ulti is gonna be really important if you ever want to fight, so just remember to have your ultimate ready to go. He might try to stun me here, Pantheon, but looks like he didn't. Every time your W hits, it gets a reduced cooldown. They don't have engage anymore. I'm sacking my rage blade here. But you can see how much damage I'm actually able to pump out when I have moments to like auto attack. Crowd control is dangerous, so watch out for that. Hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Good luck on the game, good luck on the climb, and good luck on Kaisa jungle.